Hey, what's up? Back with another review, and this time I'm going to take a little detour to an open beta of another World War II shooter. I'm talking about Raid. Now, off the bat, the game does seem like a prequel to Payday. Well, I suppose it's because of the developers, not necessarily the same developers, but in close proximity. I played a lot of both Paydays, and especially Payday 2, and bought much of the DLC. So did my friends, though I suppose once the DLCs really started rolling in, they jumped ship. So I guess for this review, you have the perspectives of both a big Payday fan and the guys that are not so fond of overkill. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of a common opinion. So, where do I begin? I suppose the look of the game looks like old school Medal of Honor games.
God, these graphics are hideous.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, the graphics are less than stellar, and it gave me this old gritty vibe. And at the same time, the feel of the game, well, it feels like Inglorious Bastards, the game. And yeah, it's a little repetitive. It's kind of like a zombie horde game, really, but with Nazis. Yet, what disappointed me the most was that this game markets itself as a heist game, yet the first two missions that we received weren't even heists. And sure, you could steal some of the various valuable items found in all these crates in these two missions, but I mean, can you really consider that heisting? I mean, if you considered that heisting, then wouldn't collecting Easter eggs and whatnot in these other World War II games make them World War II heist games too? But then they released the train robbery stage on the very next patch, and, well, you finally steal gold. But if it's not going to be the main focus and just a random heist here and there, doesn't that just make this another World War II shooter? And other World War II shooters do have a series of objectives, and sometimes that involves stealing gold, so that would just put this game on par with them.
Objective taken. We've got the first gold crate. First gold crate secured.
And before you say I'm being impatient, you gotta keep in mind that in the following months of Payday 2's release, remember that all you could do was rob that little branch bank, like that tiny one covered in graffiti. So though they look all professional with their suits and ties and assault rifles, all they were doing was just robbing the little bank branch down the street. So I think I've earned my right to be paranoid when it comes to map releases with these developers. Okay, now let's delve into gameplay. My friends and I picked all four separate classes, with me having the utmost misfortune of being the recon sniper class that this game has to offer.
I'm so glad we didn't pay money for this game.
I guess I could dumb down the difficulty a bit.
We immediately dove into the hardest difficulty like we do in most player versus AI games, and that was a gigantic mistake. Like Payday 2, the AI gains more health and accuracy the more the difficulty goes up, so much like an RPG still. Okay, this is where it gets kind of weird. I suppose it was acceptable in Payday for them to survive all these bullets because in that game the SWAT teams are wearing like Kevlar and helmets. In this game, these Nazis are running around with like their standard uniforms and like basic cloth hats and blocking bullets with their face. So yeah, shooting inadequate low-level damage bullets just doesn't seem to translate well into World War II games, and though all classes experience this especially goes for the class I was, the sniper. I mean, come on, it's a bolt-action rifle where you're facing waves and waves of enemies. It'd be like having a bolt-action rifle against a horde of zombies. Even if you had the right levels and stats to make your rifle a one-shot kill to the head, 5 consecutive headshots against a million zombies does nothing. But what about picking enemies off at a distance? Well, there might be some occasions for that where you pick off that tanky flamethrower guy before he gets close, but that's just about it. The other classes were counter-sniping snipers and killing the flamers just fine, on top of mowing down waves of basic enemies. And the special ability is garbage too. For auto-aim ability, it sure does miss a lot, and it also forces you to chest shot them. There were times where a headshot would kill them on a certain difficulty, but a chest shot on top of the bonus ability's damage wouldn't. I mean, how hindering is that? At least you can ironically use the sniper ability with the machine gun, I guess. So, not only does the sniper class need a real big buff, but I kind of feel like all the classes are the same aside from their weapons. I think the game needs more character distinction. Several of the skills in the skill tree are the same as the other characters. So aside from the different special abilities, you really are just a guy in a gun. I miss the old roles in Payday. How there can be a medic, a lockpick, a hacker, a breacher, and many other roles. I mean, all of those team elements are lost in this game. You're just guys running around and mowing down Nazis. That's it. It's really repetitive. You don't need a teammate to supply you with health or ammo. You just crack open endless crates or pick stuff up from dead Nazis. Basically, the only thing we found new and innovative in this game is how the character counts with his hand before throwing a grenade. I mean, it's not a feature worth $35 to $40 in my opinion.
Are you tilting back and forth?
Yeah. Up and down.
In conclusion, yeah, it's sad to say, the game feels like a hollow shell of Payday, and it's like they took several steps backward, so far back that they went back in time 70 years. I'm sorry for the harsh review, but yeah, I'm just being totally honest with you. The game's got a long way to go. Please like and subscribe. I'd like to get this channel off the ground. I'm going to throw in a few more compilations from Rainbow Six. Got a ton of footage of that. But yeah, I want to keep sticking to these reviews and do as much as I can. I might come back to Raid and maybe do another review and update on that, but I don't. Yeah, like I said, they've got a long ways to go, so that might be a while. I really need an outro and an intro. Oh well, till next time.